And it's down the road we go. Happy Monday to you, 5th day of February 2018. I am Dan Kuntz, back out of here on a Monday. We say good morning to you. I'll be hosting the show for the next hour. Steve Hare, our news director to my immediate left. Cat in control. Happy Monday, Steve.
Hey, I missed you Friday.
Yeah, I had Friday off. We had WUWV, our local groundhog, was my guest host. How did he do, by the way?
He did a fine job.
Yeah.
You did a fine job. You're threatened.
Am I?
Yeah.
If I get replaced by a giant rodent, I'm going to be in trouble. I hope you watched Friday's show. It was a little on the goofy side.
That was fun.
Was it?
Fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Will sends his best.
Yeah.
He's back to sleep now.
You left a little mess behind your chair.
Yeah, I noticed that. That explains the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Will was wrong, because we set not one but two records over the weekend, Steve. Record high temperature on Saturday, 59 degrees was our official high on Saturday. That broke the old record of 57. That was set back in 1962. Then returned right around yesterday and did it again.
Felt like 75.
It did, didn't it? Well, it's all relative,
it is,
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, 58 degrees on February 4th, I'll take that. Yeah, so 59 on Saturday, 58 yesterday on Sunday. Both of those were records. The 58-degree high temperature yesterday tied the old record that was set in 1967. So we had an unseasonably warm weekend.
It is, which can be a problem if it's extending any period of time. I would imagine for the orchard industry, we could see some false spring out there, maybe some early season blooming. So I don't think you want that.
No, I don't think they want that either.
No, I don't think so.
Guess what? High temperatures in the lower 50s pretty much all this week, Steve.
Right.
This unseasonably warm weather is going to stay right with us. Forecast details are coming up. Going to take what?
I was going to say, I can be corrected, of course, if I'm wrong, but I'd like to talk to some of the growers out there and find out how it is affecting them.
I think the worst case scenario, and I think we're familiar with this, is if they have an early bloom and then a hard freeze.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what they really want to
That's
avoid. But it's going to be warm this week, but sunny too. It's going to feel spring-like. We'll have your forecast details, past reports coming up. A bunch of sports. It was a big football game yesterday, Steve.
Wow. That's one for the record books, I guess.
It was a very entertaining game. I was going to maybe not watch it, but I ended up watching the vast majority of the game because it was good.
Oh, it was a darn good game.
Yeah.
It really was. And I think Tom Brady may have been humbled a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, the guy's got a bunch of Super Bowl rings. He's doing just fine. Tom's got no complaints.
Over 500 yards passing.
Yeah, and a losing effort.
Yeah, that's amazing.
A lot of records were set yesterday. We'll wrap up Super Bowl LII when we do sports. We have the obscure holiday today in history. Everyone is entitled to Mike Mignotti's opinion, and birthdays to get along to. In the second half of the show and all this week, you're going to get to know the Apple Blossom Royalty Top 10 candidates, one at a time. We have 2 interviews a day through Friday. So candidates 1 and 2, they do a random draw when they whittled it down to 10, and each candidate just draws a number out of a bucket, and that's their number for the entire process, including pageants. So you'll get to know Bryn Sherrill and Brooke Mott. Brooke Mott and Bryn Sherrill will be our 2 interview subjects in the second half of the program. Very mild out there, 45 degrees. You ready to go around the valley?
Excellent. Excellent.
I know. I got the Golf Jones going, baby.
I bet you do.
I do. Let's take you around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. As you can tell, we did not start out with the cross camera this morning because it's not working. It's not like it's fogged in, Steve, but it's not working. So we sent some guy up with a roll of quarters. He's going to feed a bunch of quarters into that camera so we can get it up and running. So that's Cougar Ridge, pulled way back. And look at now, a week ago at this time, Steve, if you remember, because we can see Birch Mountain there. There was snow at the top of Birch Mountain at this time last week.
Actually, I'm starting to see the greening of the hillsides here already.
It's all gone. Boy, there's a lot of snow melt.
Yeah.
A lot of snow melt over the weekend.
And I would imagine that, well, I know on the west side of the mountains right now, they're getting some flooding, especially over in those west side streams. But you can also look for some higher flows, I think, on the east slope.
Nothing yet, but if something develops, we'll let you know.
Right.
Let's do camera number 2. What do we got? Oh, that's Nanapoc Ridge. So you see that big swath where there's no trees? That's where those high tension power lines
That's right.
go through and deliver juice to the areas up there and over onto western Washington. Good morning, Plain, Lake Wenatchee, and Nanapoc Ridge on a good looking Monday morning. Camera number 3. Where are we going?
Ooh, that looks like
That would be
Stein?
No, that's Monitor. That's the monitor camera pointing towards Kashmir.
Right.
So the Wenatchee River is down there to your left. You can see US 2, US 97 as people make their morning commute, the beautiful town of Kashmir, and lots of orchards in the incredible
There's the
Smoky
Wenatchee River
Mountains.
there on the far left.
Yep. And finally, camera 4. We go to,
Ooh,
oh, look at Billy Goat today.
Gosh. Look at
Just
that.
incredible.
That's a panorama, isn't it?
It is. And I asked our viewers last week, and I'll ask again, if you look right just about in the middle of your screen, a little to the left, you see that little bump, that little mountain?
That peak.
I'm curious as to what that peak is. I don't know. So go ahead and email me or Facebook me or whatever, because I want to identify that peak, find out exactly how far away it is as the crows flies from that camera, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Mount Spokane or what.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if you know, get a hold of me so I can correctly identify that little bump at the very top of your screen. Beautiful view from Billy
Looking
Goat.
upriver to Pateras, Bridgeport, and Brewster, and then you got the Methow River, the confluence there.
As Robert Goulet once sang, you know, on a clear day, you can see forever.
That's right.
You really can. So that's our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Local-Tel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet, which means even if you don't have fiber to your house, but you want screaming fast internet, you can get it. Just give Local-Tel a call at 888-8888. All right, let's do passes. No, I'm sorry, let's do your weather forecast, and it looks mighty fine.
Wow.
Look at that, Steve.
Spring's here.
Very mild temperatures. Now, these high temperatures that you see across the board, they are not record breakers, but yeah, it's above normal. Normal high temperature on this date and for most of this week is about 38 to 39 degrees, so we're looking at 12 to 13 to 14 degrees above normal for our afternoon highs.
Now, you cover the sunrise and the sunset, but it seems to me now that we're past that 5 p.m. sunset time, aren't we?
I think it's just past 5 now. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. In fact, I wish I had that number handy. I do not have that number handy. I apologize for that. But we're getting about somewhere between 80 and 90 seconds of daylight more each day. So there's your forecast. Not a lot to tell you. Sunny and mild, to one exception. Wednesday, we're going to call it partly sunny, but still very, very mild. Outside of that, gobs of gooey good sunshine.
Pretty calm, too.
Yeah, no winds.
In the forecast. That's
No
always
winds.
good
We had a
news.
little bit yesterday, and that kind of came and kind of went. Outside of that, look at this forecast. It's very spring-like, even though we're still in the throes of winter. No real problems at all. The clear skies are going to have some chilly overnight lows. We have a few clouds out there, which is holding the heat in from yesterday, Steve. That's why it's so mild. That's why it just dropped down to 41 degrees, which is still very warm for this time of the year.
Hotter at Pybus yesterday, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, on Saturday, certainly. Absolutely it was.
On the chili cook-off, yeah.
And we had a good time with that. We'll have that in the news. Let's do your passes. Up to the mountain passes we go, and we have nothing to report. It's looking just fine. No advisories, no restrictions. It is raining on I-90. Your biggest problem on Snoqualmie is going to be standing water.
Pontoons
Quite a bit
advised.
of standing water. Yeah, you'll want to watch out for that. So no advisories, no restrictions on I-90. Stevens looks just fine. No advisories, no restrictions. Same deal, though. You're going to find some standing water on Stevens as well. Again, significant snowmelt expected in the mountain passes. In fact, they're going to have quite a bit of rain and above normal temperatures, just like us, later in the week. Blowwood Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. So, across the board, no advisories, no restrictions. Forecast today, a couple of inches of snow. Tops, whatever snow is going to come about now. By noon or so, they'll be done with the snow. A couple of inches today, maybe an inch tonight, maybe an inch on Tuesday, Steve, for the mountain passes, and that's it. Beginning Tuesday night and going all the way through the weekend, whatever precipitation they get in the mountain passes, going to be the form of rain. There is no snow at all in the forecast for the upper elevations beginning Tuesday night and going all the way through Sunday.
Ooh, don't like to hear that.
So there you go. That is your past report. That is your weather forecast at 8 minutes after the hour here on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I had a 3-day weekend because, you know, Wenatchee Will filled in for me on Friday, so I'm still a little discombobulated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you did a good job.
So thank you very much.
Don't worry. Yeah.
What happened over the weekend? Quite a bit, actually. It was a busy news weekend. The gentleman to my left will take care of your news needs. Fill your brain with all the information you need to know with Mr. Steve Hare. It's 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Monday edition, live from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works. YourWorkoutRx.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And on this 5th day of February, good morning and welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Steve Hare, and here's what's happening around north central Washington. First of all, Moses Lake police say a man driving on a suspended license was arrested Friday after fleeing the scene of a traffic accident. 25-year-old Dominic Sapp, who you see here on the body cam image supplied to us by the Moses Lake Police Department. Sapp collided with another vehicle at the intersection of Valley and Stratford in Moses Lake. Detectives saw the collision, pursued the fleeing suspect until he was finally apprehended after he crashed again a few blocks away. There were no injuries in either collision. Sapp was booked into the Grant County Jail on charges of felony eluding, hit and run, driving while suspended. It also turns out Sapp was wanted on an outstanding Department of Corrections warrant. Meanwhile, an official with Columbia Valley Community Health expresses concerns about the future loss of services if federal funding is not forthcoming. I talked with the CEO last Friday, and here's that report.
The Community Health Center Fund is a key source of funding for community health centers around the country. Created as part of the Affordable Care Act, it expired in September but has since been extended through the end of March. But its future remains uncertain under the current Trump administration. CVCH CEO David Olson tells NCW Life News that the federal money accounts for 20% of the clinic's annual funding, totaling about $8 million. But he stresses that the clinic is not threatened with closure if the funds are not forthcoming.
We will never turn anybody away. But for instance, one of the things we've tried to do in the last couple of years is really expand adult dental services. That frankly loses money. The question could be, how many adults could we take care of in terms of dental needs? We are not required by law to offer that, but we know there's a need in the community. So we're going to do what we can to do that. But we might have to take a look at specific things and say, can we afford to do adult dental? Can we afford to have a pharmacy where patients actually pay much less than they would someplace else?
Olson says Washington's congressional delegation supports continued funding of the Health Center Fund, and he says he plans to lobby for help when he travels to Washington, D.C. next week.
Also today, two sisters from East Wenatchee are doing whatever they can for one sister to save the other. Patsy Wilson is suffering from an autoimmune disease that attacked her kidneys. Right now, she's in dire need of a donor.
I have a kidney disease. It was an autoimmune, and it attacked my kidneys. Well, my kidneys have been going bad for the last probably 10, 15 years. But the last couple of years, I had to go on dialysis because they just quit working altogether. It's 3 times a week I go to dialysis for 4 hours. And I'm really tired after I get out of there.
Now, Patsy's blood type is OH, and she needs a live donor. She is 2 years down the list for a deceased donor. Now, her sister, Gayleen Arellen, is busy getting the word out to find a match.
If people want to donate, they have to go to the website to www.livingdonorvm.org. That's at Virginia Mason. It's a questionnaire. It's pretty extensive to see if they can pass to the first steps of becoming a donor. If you can pass that part of it, then it'll go to the donor team. They'll contact you, and it's a process. If she can't get a type O kidney, there's also the paired exchange program. So it doesn't automatically have to be a type O kidney for her. There can be an A or a B blood type also. And that means that she would still get a kidney. It means that kidney could go to another person, and that another kidney would come to her still. We're hoping and praying that someone will be able to watch this and come forward to be tested and donate a kidney to her. We're going to make it. Yep. She's lost too many people in her life, and I'm not going to lose her.
Very emotional story indeed, and we're trying to help her out here at NCW Life News. So again, that website, in the event that you would like to donate a kidney, and if your blood type matches, that website again is livingdonorvm.org. Also, on a lighter note, dozens of people crammed into the Pybus Public Market Saturday to sample some of Wenatchee Valley's best chili recipes. Coho Radio hosted the annual Chili Cook-Off with 9 contestants vying for the top prize. Cafe Columbia went home with the first place trophy.
I'm Dan Rodriguez from Cafe Columbia, and today we have a chili with Blue Star Espresso and Black Butte Porter beer. We make it right here at the cafe in Pybus Market.
You say there's coffee in this chili?
Yes, full strength espresso.
No kidding.
Yeah.
First time I've ever heard that used.
Yeah, so it's got a unique taste, we hope, and hopefully it's a winner.
Mike's Meats came home with second place trophy.
Mike's down at Mike's Meats and here in the Pybus Market. You know, you've asked me to tell you a little bit about our chili. You know, we like to think of it as award-winning chili. We'll know more in about an hour, but you know, I refer to it as the secret sauce. So that's you know, we're pretty good at this, I think.
I think so too. The secret though, is it in the meat?
It's all in the meat.
So what kind of meat do you use?
Well, today I believe we have a little bit of the Painted Hills All Natural Tenderloin. We've got some of the Mike's Italian sausage in there today, and there might even be a little bit of Mike's famous ground brisket.
Fantastic. Is it going to give me gas?
I hope
not. Meanwhile, third place went to Lamolo Cafe and Deli.
I'm Zeb Postlethwaite from Lamolo Cafe and Deli, and we made an atomic pork verde chili today.
Ooh, tell us about the atomic part of it.
It's rather spicy. It turned out a little spicier than we thought, but it's really super good. We smoked the pork shoulders for 8 hours, fire roasted all the green peppers and chilies. Probably got almost 12 hours of labor into this one soup.
Wow, it was a lot of fun.
It was. You and I went and did that together. The first thing you and I noticed when we walked in the doors of Pybus about 11:30 or so, we got underway at noon, was that entire wing, the south side of the Pybus Public Market, just smelled of chili.
Oh boy.
It was so great.
And you know, with all the shooting and everything we were doing, I didn't have a chance to sample any of it.
Neither did I.
I know, we were just too busy.
It was incredibly popular. I mean, it got to the point where we were having a hard time just walking around the Pybus because it was just a sea of humanity, but the good kind.
By the way, coming up a little bit later on, we'll have more details on a brush fire from yesterday afternoon up in the Wenatchee Heights area. That wind blew that thing up, apparently, into a control burn that got out of control. But we'll have more on that coming up at 5 o'clock with Grant Olson at NCW Life Evening News. And of course, if you want to contact us at any point in time, please let us know where the news is happening. If breaking news is breaking, well, call us at 888-92, or that's 888-NCWL, 888-6295, the hotline, or contact us from our website, ncwlife.com. You can also write an email to us at news@ncwlife.com. And of course, as always, you can follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
The news with Grant Olson, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. It's a good little newscast. You'll like it. And you can watch it on demand as well by going to our website at ncwlife.com. 19 minutes after the hour, overcast and 40 degrees, sunshine all this week with temperatures in the lower 50s. Get out and enjoy. Going to take a quick 1-minute break, and we'll wrap up the weekend that was in sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
And we're back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this Monday, February 5th. I am Dan Kuntz. Sports, Super Bowl 52, one for the record books. Philadelphia knocks off New England for the World Championship. The final was 41-33 in beautiful Minnesota. The two teams combined for an NFL postseason record 1,151 yards. Tom Brady, in defeat, passed for a Super Bowl record 505 yards. New England took its first lead of the game when Brady hit Rob Gronkowski on a 4-yard touchdown pass with 9:21 remaining. That put the Pats up 33-32. But Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles up to the challenge. He led the Eagles on a 14-play, 75-yard game-winning touchdown drive. Zach Ertz on an 11-yard scoring pass for Mr. Foles. That capped the drive with 2:21 remaining. On New England's next drive, Brady was stripped in the game's only sack. Brendan Graham caused the fumble. Derek Barnett picked up the fumble. That led to Jake Elliott's 46-yard field goal. That put Philly up 41-33. Brady would have one more chance from midfield. Game's final play, Hail Mary, ball fell incomplete. The Eagles have won their first ever Super Bowl championship. Nick Foles, 28 of 43, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. A very entertaining Super Bowl. Good weekend for the Wenatchee Wild. Wow, at the Town Toyota Center, they knocked off Coquitlam on Friday, Langley on Saturday, combining for 14 goals in the process. If you look at the Les Schwab scoreboard, Captain A.J. Vanderbeck had a big game in Friday's opener, scored a hat trick in Wenatchee's 7-3 victory over the Coquitlam Express. Get ready for a lot of goals with our highlights. Art Jecker has the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Turned over again, and now it's Vanderbeck. He shoots, he scores! A.J. Vanderbeck wasted very little time in that one. Now a lead feed, tipped away by Weatherby for a moment, but here comes Linnell. He hits the brakes, his shot, and he scores. Boy, Eric Linnell picked the top corner high on the blocker's side. Clearing attempt is held in. Vanderbeck shoots and he scores! Still tied up in the corner, though, dug out by Von Ungern Sternberg. His wraparound, instead he hangs on. Shot, save made, loose puck, score! Nathan Iannone. And dug out by the Wild, and here's a 3-on-1 shorthanded chance. Vanderbeck, backdoor shot, score! Murphy Stratton with a shorthanded snipe. Broken up, cleared, not out. Chipped out through center. Vanderbeck going on a breakaway. He's in. He shoots. He scores! A short-handed breakaway goal for the hat trick. And the Domino's Pizza minute to win it. Are you kidding me? It doesn't get any better than that. Express cross-rink pass, far side, now down low at the side of the net, backhander in front, and a score as Linnell picked up the puck, and Isley had no idea that it was back off to his left. Down low, Lucas Svejkovsky is there. He moves it around, it's turned over, spin around, shot, score! August Von Ungern Sternberg. Move, but then broken up as he tried to curl and drag. Now back the other way. Here comes Stack, fresh out of the box. He's in, he shoots, and he scores. A shorthanded goal. Golambus got it for Wozniak and then jammed back up the wall again. Hustling after it. And Von Ungern Sternberg back across. Shot, score! Sam Hessler. August von Ungern Sternberg wasn't about to give up on that puck as it was pushed through center. He wanted it more than anybody else on the ice. He sprinted to it.
Nice victory for the Wenatchee Wild. With that victory, they kept pace with Penticton because the V's were also victorious on Friday. They beat Merritt 3-2. Then Langley came to town Saturday. The Wild unfriendly hosts, to say the least, a 7-2 win. Again, Art Checker provides the call on our highlights.
Over in the far wing, flicks it back up top to the point. Zach shot tipped on the way and rebound score. Murphy Stratton swats it home. The Wild cash in on the power play. It's for Vanderbeck as he comes into the zone. Drop pass Zach. Backdoor shot, score! Murphy Stratton finishes it off. Delayed penalty coming against the Rivermen. Sent down low for Modry. Up high for Vanderbeck. His shot, he scores! And it bounces across. Ponak with a shot. Loose in front, backhander score. There was a extremely broken play. Morton dangles it over for Galambus. Threaded through. Backdoor shot, score again! That's Sam Morton with a beautiful behind-the-back pass from Murphy Stratton. Back to Souter. He'll guide it across and redirection. Loose in front. Hessler shoots and he scores! And Weatherby walks into the zone left side. He's got help. Threads it through in the back door. Score! That's a freebie. Thought about it behind the back dish. Souter sends it down low. Over to Zach, backdoor. Souter shoots and he scores! Another assist for Cooper Zach. He gets broken up. Wojciechowski with the centering feed. Angus Cruikshank back across, shot and a score. Connor Marshall, his second goal of the night. Final few seconds ticking off the clock. A shot by Kent at the horn goes wide, and this one is in the books.
Nice weekend series for the Wild. They emerge from the weekend just 1 point behind Penticton for the top spot in the entire BCHL. Wild travel this weekend. Friday, they're at Nanaimo. They're at Alberni Valley on Saturday, and they wrap up a 3-game road trip at Victoria on Sunday, so it's off to the island. To the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard for the weekend. We'll start it with boys basketball. Natchez Valley whipped up on Chelan 82-42. Okanagan thumping Cascade 62-56 on Friday. Saturday, Wenatchee fell at home to Sunnyside 70-54. Antioch eased past Easton 63-35, and Manson looped past Liberty Bell 66-21. To the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard in girls basketball. Over the weekend, Chelan surprised Natchez Valley 48-44. Okanagan took care of Cascade 75-54. On Saturday, Sunnyside held Wenatchee to just 13 second-half points. Grizzlies over the Panthers 57-36. Antioch took care of Easton, as you can see there. Liberty Bell doubled up on Manson 41-22. Here is our week's schedule here on the NCW Life Channel Sports. Tomorrow, live basketball from Eastmont. The Wildcats will host the Davis Pirates. Also during halftime of one of those games, the state champion girls bowling team will be honored. Thursday, of course, hockey night. We'll bring you the game from Friday between the Wild and Coquitlam. More basketball Friday. Wenatchee hosts Eisenhower in a girls-boys doubleheader. We'll feature the unified basketball game between Wenatchee and Eastmont Saturday at 2. And then Saturday night, we will bring you live coverage of the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant for the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. That coverage will begin at 6:30. Busy week for the crew around here at the NCW Life Channel. 29 minutes after the hour, the obscure holiday of the day today on this February 5th. It's National Weatherman's Day, or Weather Person's Day. That's really the way we should probably do that. Weather forecasting has gotten considerably easier. There's been major technological advances in satellites and radars, supercomputers. But forecasting the weather still is an exact, it's tricky. It's not particularly easy to forecast the weather. So we want to give a shout out to all of those weather people out there. They know who they are. Why is February 5th National Weatherman's Day? Because John Jeffries was born on February 5th, 1744, considered America's first weatherman. He didn't predict the weather, but he wrote all the weather down for about 25 years. And that's good enough for us for the 18th century. Happy National Weather Person's Day today. Let's do Today in History. A couple of items that caught my eye. Well, you know, when you lose a hydrogen bomb, you really want to find it. They lost one 60 years ago today. 60 years ago today, during a practice exercise just off the coast of Georgia, an F-86 fighter plane collided with a B-47 bomber that was carrying a hydrogen bomb. An H-bomb. So to protect the aircrew from a possible detonation in the event of a crash, the bomb was jettisoned. The bomb landed in the Atlantic Ocean. They looked for it, and they looked for it, and they looked for it, and they can't find it. Still haven't found it. It's known as the Tybee bomb. It was lost on this date 60 years ago, and they still haven't found it. That's right, there's a hydrogen bomb sitting at the bottom of the Atlantic. And today, 33 years ago today, I got that. This was pretty cool. The mayor of Rome and the mayor of Carthage got together and signed a treaty of friendship to end the Third Punic War. The Third Punic War came to an end on this date 33 years ago, February 5th, 1985. The war lasted 2,131 years. I kid you not. You thought, yeah, 2,131 years. They realized that, nobody ever signed a treaty, so they made it official on this date back in 1985. 31 after the hour, 2 birthdays to pass along to you. You may not know who Hal Blaine is, but I guarantee you, you've heard Hal Blaine, one of the greatest rock and roll drummers, maybe the greatest rock and roll drummer of all time. Hal Blaine has played on 40 #1 hits, 150 top 10 hits, and has performed, by his own accounting, over 35,000 records. The unbelievable Hal Blaine. He has a claim to being the greatest drummer in the history of rock and roll. He's 89 years old today. If you listen to the radio today for 10, 15 minutes, the odds are you're going to hear a song that Hal Blaine is playing drums on. And Roger Staubach celebrates a birthday today, still considered the greatest Dallas Cowboy of them all. He is 76 years old. Of course, he attended the Naval Academy, won the 1963 Heisman Memorial Trophy. Then he served in the U.S. Navy, including a couple of tours in Vietnam. Finally joined the Cowboys in 1969, played for 11 seasons with the Cowboys, led the team to 5 Super Bowls, 4 as a starting quarterback, won a couple, and then he made many, many millions in very successful business ventures in the Dallas area. Happy 76th birthday to Roger Staubach. All right, 32 minutes after the hour, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion in just a couple of minutes, and then we begin our week-long series of profiles, the Apple Blossom Top 10 Royalty. You're going to see our long-form interviews with Bryn Sherrill and Brooke Mott, all coming up on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
I'm Dr. Ron Singleton. See how Ideal Protein can help you.
I started Ideal Protein about 10 months ago. I'm down 123 pounds and a little over 50 inches.
Using Ideal Protein, I've lost 37 pounds in just 10 weeks.
I lost over 52 pounds in 4.5 months on Ideal Protein.
This has been a wonderful journey. The food is great and it's a very easy program to follow.
This medically designed program has repeatable, safe, and effective results. Call us today to schedule your weight loss consultation.
Hi, Brent Crowder here at Town Nissan. We've got exciting news for you. The all-new 2018 all-electric Leaf with 50% more range, lower price, and a car you don't have to wait for 3 years to get. This is the electric car you've all been waiting for. Come down and check one out at Town Nissan behind Costco.
Ladies of the Wenatchee Valley, do you know the secret of receiving the perfect gift for your birthday, anniversary, or Christmas? We have the answer for you at Collins Fashions. Come in and fill out a wish list. You can choose from beautifully crafted jewelry, handbags, and luggage from Brighton, stylish wallets and handbags from Lotus, cozy sweaters from Icelandic, zip fleece from Tommy Bahama, fashions from Joseph Rivkoff, and Collins gift cards. Our little elves can contact your loved ones and share your wish list. Complimentary gift wrap and amazing service at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your stoke?
One roof, 3 days, and thousands of ideas for your home. It's the BNCW Home Show, February 9th through the 11th at the Town Toyota Center. See the latest in home technology, design, outdoor living, storage options, flooring, window treatments, the list goes on and on. Admission is just $6 for adults, $4 for seniors, and kids 12 and under get in free. Don't miss this year's BNCW Home Show, presented by Complete Design.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, many American Christians want a Christian president, one who honors God, prays, seeks divine wisdom, etc. Now, hey, I'm all that too, but we have to understand there are things about leading this country and adhering to the oath of office that don't exactly jive with what Jesus taught us. Seriously. When 9/11 happened, did you really want George W. Bush to go to Osama bin Laden and turn the other cheek? Now, being an American and swearing to defend the Constitution are not mutually compatible with Christianity. Sorry, they're just not. Now, interestingly, we had a president some years ago, a very devout man whose life exemplified his Christian values as much as any of us humans can. And I guess he even continued to teach Sunday school when he was in office. Now, despite this, many right-wing Christians really didn't like him. Yep, Jimmy Carter, go figure. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life Channel the Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Gardens Summer Series, only on the NCW Life Channel.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and a lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. And I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do the job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom, inviting you to join us for the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Also on our website at ncwlife.com and on our Facebook page. Coverage brought to you by the Antique Mall of Kashmir. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th at 6:30. Thanks for joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. I'm Eric Grandstrom, and I get the honor of introducing you to our top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant coming up here on the NCW Life Channel. We have our first of the top 10 candidates joining us now. Welcome.
Thank you.
We have Bryn Sherrill, who is the daughter of Jimmy and Paul Sherrill. Before we get into anything else, I just wanted you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, my name's Bryn, and I'm a senior at the River Academy, and I'm pretty outgoing, I'd say, for the most part, but yeah.
So Bryn, B-R-Y-N-N.
Yes.
Okay, where does that come from? Is that a family name? Is that something your folks just came up with out of a book?
It's actually something my parents, they were just sitting around, they'd already named my two older sisters, Brooke and Jade, And yeah, they just kind of found it in a book, I'm pretty sure. Never really got the origin of how I got my name, but
Okay.
yeah.
So what did your folks say when you came to them and said, and I don't know how long this was ago for you, but said, okay, I want to run for Apple Blossom Royalty? What did they say?
All right. Well, this is actually a really funny story because I've actually wanted to run for Apple Blossom since the first time I went to pageant, which was when I was about 6 years old. And I saw all of the girls up there in their pretty dresses, and I was like, Mom, I'm doing that when I'm a senior. So it's definitely been something I've looked forward to since I can remember.
So did you prepare yourself for this along the way, knowing that you wanted to be part of this?
I mean, as best as I could. It was always kind of in the back of my mind, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, as a senior girl, like, I'm going to do that. And so now that it's really happening, it's definitely eye-opening and exciting to finally be at this place in my life.
Well, the top 10 candidates are all very busy ladies, including yourself. Student United Way, what is that?
All right, so Student United Way is one of the largest student-led organizations in the world, and it is based, it's kind of a wing under United Way, so it's the youth leadership program. And really what we do is we just try to go out into the community and volunteer our time in any way that we can. But mainly what we do and what we're known for is for putting our money back into local high schools. So we like to support students who either can't afford book fees or sport fees or anything like that. So we run something called Opportunity Apples. So we sell them, and all the money that we get from that goes back into our SOF, which is what then students can apply for, and then we can give them money to help them have a better high school experience, or really just high school life in general.
Okay. I was reading through your bio something about Ultimate Frisbee. How did you get into Ultimate Frisbee, and what is your ultimate Frisbee moment?
Alrighty. Well, at my school, we only offer one sport, and that is Ultimate Frisbee. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. It was our first varsity sport ever to be offered. And I was like, okay, like, this is history in the making. Like, I need to be a part of this, even though it's Ultimate Frisbee. So I'd have to say the best memory was the one point that I scored the whole season. I'm not the best Frisbee player, but you know, I went there with my whole heart. And we were over in Seattle. There was probably like 5 minutes left, and my teammate Brittany threw it. I was standing right in the end zone, and I just jumped up and caught it. And I honestly was so surprised that I had caught it because, like I said, I am an awful Frisbee player.
So it's Frisbee football, kind of?
So it's Ultimate Frisbee. So yeah, it's very similar to like a football, soccer type. It's played on half of a football field. And so basically how it works is you have a Frisbee, and once you catch the Frisbee, you have to stop and then pass it off to someone else.
Okay.
And then they catch it, stop, and you just try to get through.
Okay, gotcha. It says you want to major in communication, minor in public relations. So what do you hope to do with that?
All right, well, for a long time, I've kind of wondered like what I want to do, what I really want to do with my life. So I've always had a passion for helping people and caring for people. So at first I thought, oh, like maybe I'll go into nursing. Then I was like, I don't want to deal with that blood. So I was like, nope, we're not going to do that. And then I thought about nonprofit organizations, and that's just something I've always had a heart for. And so I started looking into like, okay, what's job possibilities I could get doing this? And one of them is being a director of communications for a nonprofit organization. And so it's definitely something that I would want to pursue. I know it's kind of a stretch, but that's what I'd want to take that.
Okay. Trading places. Your person you'd trade a place with is Princess Diana, which I thought was an interesting answer. Why?
I would want to trade places with Princess Diana because her whole mission of her life was to help people. And I just find that really inspiring that she didn't use her crown or her fame to boost herself up really in any way. I mean, we all have our downfalls. But she definitely just had a heart for people and was known as the queen of the people, I believe. And I just think that that's so inspiring that someone would use their fame to help others.
It was interesting reading through yours and other answers to that. I assume the question was alive or dead, because it seemed a little odd that you would choose someone who's passed away to trade places with for the day.
I'd trade places with her when she was still alive.
Okay, all right. Yeah, kind of gathered that. But
yes.
Being a part of the Apple Blossom Royal Court, what would that mean to you?
That would mean that I get to be an influence to tons of people in this valley, which I think would be such a unique opportunity. I mean, as a child, I always looked up to the royalty, and I always thought they were so cool. and they were definitely role models to me. So being able to be that person for someone else would be absolutely incredible.
Okay, so you win. You're the queen. Who do you think?
Who do I think?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely my parents, because I would not be running if it wasn't for them. And I definitely thank my siblings and the Apple Blossom organization just for basically making this an opportunity for senior girls.
Okay. What would you give up? I mean, your schedule, like all the rest of the top 10, crazy busy. So you make the top 3. What do you give up in order to be part of this royal court?
I would say I'd have to start with the thing that is the least commitment to me. I'm not sure what that would be right now. That would definitely happen once if I make the royal court, I'll have to make that decision. And I mean, honestly, I think it will be a pretty easy one because making royal court would be absolutely incredible.
Okay. So a nice problem to have.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Gotcha.
Be sure to watch the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Cashmere. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. Autville Fruits, home of the WUWV brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Mary Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing Honey Blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
NCW Life Channel, your home for local news, local weather, local sports, and local shows featuring local people covering local topics like Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Let's Learn, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel, your local TV station. Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel.
Welcome once again to another of our top 10 candidate interviews. I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCW Life Channel, and joining me now is Brooke Mott. Brooke is the daughter of Ed and Sherry. Now, first, before we get into all these questions here, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
I work as a full-time nanny and do online running start.
How in the world do you have time for all that?
It works really well when they sleep, and so that's usually when I get the most of my work done.
So you have more than one that you're watching? Or?
Normally, I just have a 6-month-old, but
Okay.
sometimes I have her 2-year-old brother.
Wow. So is this a family member, or is this?
It's really close family friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of flexibility, and my mom helps me too.
Gotcha. So when you told your parents you wanted to run for top 10, tell me about that conversation, and were they surprised? Was it something you've been planning for a while?
It was actually something that I remember saying I probably would never do. I tend to kind of stay back in the shadows, and putting myself out there was a little bit unexpected, but they thought it was a great idea and really encouraged it. So.
Why? Why would you do this? Did they ask you that too?
No, they thought it was great, yeah.
Okay. All right. Going through your bio, which everybody can read online and everybody can go to the Apple Blossom website, I want to pull a little bit more out of your bio.
Yeah.
You're involved with Grace City Church in photography.
I am, yeah.
Okay, tell me about that and why you like doing that.
So I really enjoy taking pictures and kind of would just stick to my phone, and then there came open a couple of spots on we call it the story team, and I started out in video, but after doing the grand opening for the Apple Blossom last year, my arm was pretty sore, and I looked at the director and I said, I think I want to stick to photos. So he kind of gave me a camera, and I did a few more events, and I really like it, and have transitioned to the editing process, and it's really interesting kind of all the different things you can do that I didn't realize how much work it actually took. So,
So still and video, just still? What?
I do photo mostly,
Okay.
yeah. I sometimes do video when they need coverage, but
Okay.
I prefer photos.
Is this something you think you want to just, maybe even as a passion, you want to do for the rest of your life? Or?
Not as a career, but as a hobby.
Mm-hmm. You say you enjoy all kind of various things in the outdoors.
Yes.
A great place for us to live here and
For
be
sure.
in the outdoors. So what do you get out of the outdoors? What does it give to you?
It gives me a lot of stress relief, just to kind of be outside and getting fresh air and doing things that I love to do. So
Okay, all right, that's fair.
relaxing.
Degree in elementary education. So teach then? What do you want to do with that?
Start with elementary teaching, but maybe move up to a principal or some more administrative.
Being that you're nannying to such a youngster that's not at school age yet, why would you choose elementary school instead of secondary or?
I am the oldest of 4, and my youngest brother is 7, and my sister is 9. And so I'm able to volunteer in their classes and really enjoy being able to learn from the teacher and see the different things. And I also worked at the school for a little while and was kind of put in that position.
Okay.
So
you're a patient person then too.
with the kids, not so much when it comes to me having to wait for something.
Okay, that's fair. You say if you could trade places with someone, you would choose actress and reality TV star Sadie Robertson. Why
Yes.
Sadie Robertson?
I really look up to her. She has done a lot as far as putting herself out there. She could have very easily kind of hidden from everything when her family decided to start Duck Dynasty, but she instead wrote a book and has started multiple blogs and different things on trying to encourage girls in their journeys. So
You said that you're stepping out and doing this and being part of this. Is
Yes.
that kind of, did she inspire you for that?
a little bit. It's one of those things that I would not have thought, oh, hey, I'm going to do this, but in the process, I've learned a lot. So
Okay. What would being a part of the Apple Blossom Royal Court mean to you?
it would mean a lot. I grew up in the Valley and always thought it was super cool, the girls that did it, and remember going to the Apple Blossom teas and kind of that stuff growing up and being a part of the parades every year. So just think it would be a really great experience to be able to represent the community and kind of have the younger kids around that are excited.
So you win. You're the queen. Who do you thank?
My family and friends who have supported me immensely through all of this, and the girls that I'm doing it with and the chaperones, they're all amazing. So.
Okay. If you are part of the top 3, I mean, you've already probably had to sacrifice some of your time doing the other things that you like to do.
Mhm.
If you're part of the top 3, you have to cut even probably more out.
Yeah.
How do you choose, and what do you choose to say, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore?
I think that a lot of the cutting will probably be just hobbies for now, because they do take up a lot of my time. And then Yeah, I don't know. I think it would kind of come down to what was still happening at that point in time.
Okay. It's a nice problem.
Some
to
things
have,
are
right?
seasonal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Be sure to watch the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Kashmir. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. WUWV Fruits, home of the WUWV brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Merry Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time.
The Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom, inviting you to join us for the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Also on our website at ncwlife.com and on our Facebook page. Coverage brought to you by Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. And Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. It's the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life Channel Saturday, February 10th at 6:30.
In our experience, some people are just cut out for charter college and for success in a new career. These charter types are hard workers. Charter types go above and beyond. And charter types are responsible. If you're ready to get to work making a better future for yourself, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Monday, the 5th day of February. Dan Kuntz alongside Steve Era, news director, just back in from the news desk, working, I suppose, on what we're working on for the 5 o'clock news tonight.
A lot of news that's breaking today. In fact, we have a new judge that's going to be sworn into office today, Judge McSeveny, who replaces Judge Chip Small on the Chelan County Superior Court bench. So we'll cover that. Also, we had a late afternoon fire whipped up by those gusty winds up in the Wenatchee Heights area that caused some problems for a few minutes. Apparently not necessarily the fire itself, but getting out of the fire, because the ground's a little soft yet up there from the rains and such. So apparently they got one of the water tenders stuck up there, but
it'll happen. That's
yeah.
Absolutely.
But Rick Isaacson from Chelan County Fire District 1 will tell us more about that a little bit later as well. And you can hear it all on our evening news with Grant Olson starting at 5, and of course all of our news on our website at ncwlife.com.
Tomorrow's top 10 candidates you'll get to know in the second half of this program: Estella Navarra and Shane Stanaway. And all of these interviews, all 10 of them, are going to be put together in a nice little package that you can watch Saturday night before the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant. So we're looking forward to that. Ta-da!
Yeah, you won the pool.
I forgot all about it until Peggy walked in about 5 minutes ago and said, "Here's your money."
Yeah.
And I went, "What's this for?" We had an illicit gambling operation here. We buy the squares. You've seen that before, and I won $50.
And I'm your new best friend, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to start my day. Stay away from my money. Your forecast real quickly. Lots of sunshine, gooey good, gobs of sunshine, highs in the lower 50s. This is very warm, 14, 15 degrees above normal all the way through this week. Very, very nice indeed. Bit of a cool down, by the way, by the time we get to the weekend, but these temperatures are very, very mild. And if you missed it, we set records on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's 59-degree high temperature, a new record. Sunday's 58-degree high temperature yesterday, tied a new record, and it's going to be a beautiful week. Steve, have yourself a good Monday. Don't work too hard.
Same for you, buddy.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.